Okay, if you want to find coordinates of P, what should I write? So what do you mean by coordinate? X comma Y. So use this formula, use this. Okay, this you can write, you can find it directly. So coordinate of P is equals to, write the formula. Tell me the value, students. Tell me the direct answer. What is M value given? M is 5 into, right? Okay, for the first question, let me solve it. From second onwards, you all can try. Fine. Take A minus 2 minus 7 as x1 comma y1 and take B as 6 comma 1 as x2 and y2. What is the value of M is to N? What's the value for M? M is 5 and N is 3. Substitute these values, find the value. You'll get the point P. You can find the location of P on the graph. This is the concept. Basically to find the distance. Yes? Draw the diagram. Already explained, right? What will be the diagram, Tanishka? Can you tell me which one lies in between? See, I don't know what kind of diagram. If you write it, if you send it to me, I can check. You all tell me the value, students. Now I have explained the concept. Can you all tell me the diagram, simple diagram? What can I draw? I'll draw a straight line. Which one comes on the left hand side? A. What's the value of A? Minus 2, comma 7. Then B. What is B? 6 comma 1. B should be somewhere in the between. It's not center. Do you think it is center? Can you see M is to N? Is it 1 is to 1? No. Which one is close to, students? 5 or 3? Which one's distance is less? 5 or 3? 3. Point P is somewhere close to B. The second one, 5 is to 3. M is to N is equals to 5 is to 3. And this is point P, X and Y. I don't know what diagram they have told, Tanishka. You just send a pic. But this is the explanation. This entire thing, you can do it on graph sheet. See the point where I've drawn P, students. According to M is to N, 3, N is smaller, 3. Therefore, the distance between P and B will be shorter. Okay, the distance between P and B would be shorter. Okay, apply the formula and find the answer. I think this is the diagram. Tomorrow you'll send me. Who else in your class, Tanishka? Anyone else did? Lemula, did you do it? Some diagram? Other section? Did sir tell any diagram? No diagram. Okay, Lemula, you're not there online? Why are you not responding? Okay, what did ma'am tell? Some diagram? Send me the pic. All of you others try this, students. Complete it. I've written the formula there. And one more thing in exam, this is what you have to write. Write it step by step. P into X comma Y is what we need to find. A minus 2 minus 7, you can write that is equals to x1 y1. B is equals to 6 comma 1, that is equals to x2 y2. M is to N is equals to 5 is to 3. Write all these data is given. Like we used to write for banking. Like that, even for geometry, you have to write the data. After that, write the formula. This is what you have to find. So P of x comma y is equals to, write the formula. If you understood this concept, all the questions are easy. M y2 . So be quick, by Friday or Saturday you have to complete, and next week revision. Almost done. Next week I'll conduct test. Okay, complete this. 30 minus 6, 24 by 8 minus 5 minus 21 is, yes, what's the value, students? Okay, minus 2. 16 divided by 8 is minus 2. So where does this point be like? On position on the graph, comma minus. So look here. X axis, left side is minus x. Top y axis, bottom minus y. So x axis is positive 3. 1, 2, 3. And y axis is minus 2, minus 1, minus 2. The point is somewhere here. This is where point P lies. Okay, even the other points you can plot, students. Minus 2, minus 7, 6 and 1. Here I can't draw that graph. So if you plot it, minus 2, minus 7. First complete this. Be quick. Tell me the answer. All of you all got this? 3 comma minus 2. 3 comma minus 2 is the answer. Now, last year we studied, if minus comma minus, if both are minus, it falls in which coordinate, students? Coordinate. First coordinate, second, third and fourth. If both are negative, it would fall in the third coordinate, right? See, x is negative, y is also negative. Only for this question, I'll explain everything. Okay, from the other question, you'll just imagine. Everything is the same. And what about graph? Do you all have any graph for this? No graph, right? Okay, next, y, uh, x dash minus x, y minus y. So concentrate and study, students. I think so, there are few more topics, even that will have this coordinate system. Okay, according to this graph, minus 2, minus 7. So A should be somewhere in third coordinate. Minus 2, minus 7. So minus 2, minus 7, let me take here. And P we found to be, P falls in which coordinate? Minus 3, minus 2 is which coordinate? X is positive, Y is negative. It should be in the fourth coordinate. 3 comma minus 2, the point is somewhere here, fourth coordinate, P. And what about B, students? Tell me the value of B. Both are positive. What's the value of B then? What's the value they've given? 6 comma So in place of x, yeah, 6 positions to x and 1 position to y. Okay, 6 position to x and 1 position to y is somewhere here. Can you just imagine the points here? Can you see this is the concept? Hmm. Now, can you tell me, students, the way I have marked? Can you see that B is closer to P? The distance when you compare. That's the ratio. What's the ratio they have given? 5:2. So this distance A to P. How do you find the distance between A and P? What's the formula we use for distance between A and P? X2 minus. Last year we studied x2 minus x1 whole square. Okay. After using this answer, they have got what answer? 5. So they've already found it. They've already found and they've given the direct answer. It is 5 units. In the same way, the distance between P and X, P and B, they've used the same formula. So last year, you had to find only the distance. This year, you have to find all the points x1, y1, m, n, midpoint, coordinate. Okay, so do one thing. If you all want, you all can try. If not, no problem. Today, use a graph sheet. Mark these points. If you all really want to learn something practically, mark these points. A value is -2, -7. B value is 6, 1. And what is P value? P should be in between. We got 3, 2. Okay. Take a graph sheet. Last year, whatever I explained, draw. For each box 1, 2, 3, write the values and try to measure the distance. Use a scale. Plot it in this way. Use a scale and measure. The distance between A and P will be greater. It will definitely be greater compared to P and B. Okay, so this is the concept. Now graph. What's the diagram? Tanishka, you haven't sent anything. Nobody sent. Tanishka, Lemula. That's it, students. We are done with this topic. Now only you have to just solve the questions. What diagram? Okay, the same thing I explained, right? I explained even in detail. What is x1, y1? When ma'am gave this, did you understand this diagram, Tanishka? Understood where it was used? Why she's written? No. Now did you understand? What is this A, B? P is the reference point. A, B, P, they lie on the graph sheet. Instead of writing on graph sheet, they have just basically written like this. So A value is x1, y1, B value is x2, y2. Can you tell me where A lies, students? First, second, third, or fourth coordinate? 4, -3. One is positive, the other one is negative. Where will A lie? Positive, negative. If one is positive, the other one is negative, it should be in the. No, no, not second. Which is positive? According to the question which you have sent, Tanishka, which is positive? X is positive or Y? And Y is negative. Okay. Where does that lie? X positive, Y negative. No, not second. X should be positive. See, I'll write. Okay, look, yes, fourth one. Remember this, students. If not, there is no point in learning all this. Okay, don't try to memorize. Very interesting topic. As you learn, as you solve, all these points should come in your mind. When both are positive, first quadrant, both will be positive. Opposite to that, can you see X and Y? Both are negative, right? Then in second quadrant, one will be negative, the other one will be positive. Okay, X will be negative plus. In the fourth quadrant, X will be positive, Y will be negative. They might ask you all for MCQ. That's the reason I'm teaching all this. In MCQ, they might ask these questions. Okay, so first quadrant, both are positive. Opposite to first quadrant, which quadrant we have? Opposite to first quadrant, third quadrant. If first quadrant both are positive, third quadrant both are negative. In second quadrant, Minus and plus. How will you all remember? First is minus, minus and plus. According to alphabet, which one comes first? M, minus, right? So remember it like that. Minus comes first. Okay, so minus plus, and opposite to that fourth quadrant, look at the order. Order is reversed. Plus comma minus. Plus comma minus. Okay, so for this sum, now tell me, where does A lie? Plus and minus. Fourth quadrant. And where does B lie? B lie in which quadrant? Both are positive. First quadrant. So we have to find the value of P. That also might lie in the first quadrant, I guess. No, 4 comma minus 1. Fourth quadrant. Down. Look, the answer is 4 comma minus 1. And this is the solution. P of x comma y. Okay. Tanishka, before this you have to write the formula. If not in board exam, you won't get marks, students. Draw this diagram, write the formula, substitute 4 comma minus 1. Okay, and they might ask you all, where does this lie? 4 comma minus 1 in which quadrant? Positive, negative, fourth quadrant. Okay, positive, negative, fourth. Fine, I'll give you all few questions for homework. If you all want, try it, or you all can skip those. Before that, just tell me the value, students. First main, second one. Which one will be the reference point? P is the reference point here. So what will you take x1, y1 as? A. For B, what will you all take? X2, y2. So basically same concept, A and B in between 4 and minus 3. And B is 4 and 2. Okay, what is the ratio between M is to N? But here they didn't give M is to N. Instead of that, what they mentioned, AP is to AB. 2 is to. Which one lies close to P, students? A or B? Look at the value. 2 is to 5. A lies close. So write somewhere close like this, P. And write 2 is to 5. That's it. See, this is the value. A is to P and P is A is to. Oh, no, sorry. A to B is 5, students. If entire value, what's the distance between A is to B? No. Sorry, what I explained was wrong. Can you see the ratio what they have given? Can you see the ratio? A is to P is to what? A is to B. So what is A is to P value? 2, right? And what's the total value from A to B? What? 5. If total value is 5, 5 minus 2, what will be the value? So what's the ratio for M is to N? 2 is to. Is it clear? Did you all understand? 2 is to 3? It is not 2 is to 5, students. Read the question properly. It is 2 is to 3. A is to B is to A is to B. Okay. So second question, I'll just tell you all. If you all want, you all can try. P is the line segment such that AP and PB are equal. Such that AP is to PB is equal to 2 is to 3. Can you see the value given here? AP, PB, M is to N, 2 is to 3. Third question, find a point P on the line segment, same P, which is twice far A from B. What do you mean by that, students? Let me take A here, B here. Where is point P lie? Third question, can you tell me the third one? Twice far from A as from B. What do you mean by that? Twice far from A. So from A to B, what will be the value? 2 times. And P to B, it should be. So do one thing, try only the first main, second one, and second question. Another 4-5 days, we'll try to complete all this.